You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, I have no idea why I had not thought about this, because there were a hell of a lot of dots to be connected over the years, but we all know, and one of the biggest stories this next offseason and leading up to the offseason, especially with every coach that is shown the door, is Bill Belichick. Where will Bill Belichick end up? Now, I'm going to preface this story by saying I don't know whether or not Bill would want to go to the place where Tom Brady went and then, of course, won a Super Bowl, right? But there's certainly some connections to draw between one Bill Belichick and the Tampa Bay Bucs. Now, look, the Bucs were cruising, but they've had some ugly injuries, particularly at two key positions, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin at the wide receiver position. Baker Mayfield is having a hell of a season, just like last season. Only this year, he's actually been better, to be honest with you, and was really in the MVP conversation, and they came down to the wire against the Chiefs this past week, right? Well, the door has been open for speculation about Bill Belichick and the Tampa Bay Bucs. And I think you could see this happen even if the Bucs went, let's say, 8-9 or 9-8. All right? Something where you would think, okay, well, they'll probably bring Todd Bowles back. But if you get a chance to make a coaching upgrade like this, you might want to do it. Now, the other obvious places you're going to watch is going to be Jacksonville. You're going to watch the Dallas Cowboys, and depending on whether or not the Philadelphia Eagles crash and burn, you're going to watch them. And, of course, Bill's old stomping grounds, the New York Giants. Because I think we all assume Dayball's going to hit the bricks, and Dayball may end up being the offensive coordinator with the Patriots next year. I don't know about that. Alex Van Pelt, he's got Drake May looking pretty good. And let's be honest, the cupboard is awfully bare. But one thing I know about Belichick, he loves him some Baker Mayfield. And he wanted to draft Baker coming out of college. And, of course, he went to Cleveland. I tell you what, Baker Mayfield is a cautionary tale, along with now Sam Darnold and Geno Smith. The NFL, Jared Goff's another one, having the Rams sort of given up on him. The NFL needs to reevaluate some of these quarterbacks that were highly drafted that the league just sort of gave up on, or these teams need to greatly look at themselves when it comes to developing quarterbacks. I think the one thing we can all say is, or at least I feel like people should understand and know, Baker should still be in Cleveland. They made the right draft pick, and they wasted him, and they let him go. The Jets did the same. Sam Darnold and Geno Smith are starting quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And the Jets let both of them walk and couldn't develop either one of them. You gotta pay attention to organizations, folks. So Bill Belichick praises Buccaneers general manager Jason Licht. And as Florio said, and all that implies, I never thought about the connection here. I don't know why, because I thought about the connection with Brady. But Jason Licht worked with Bill Belichick already. And this makes a ton of sense. Bill Belichick is strategic about everything. He was strategic as a coach. He was strategic in accepting media gigs. He's strategic in what he says on his platforms. In a nutshell, Belichick spends his time settling scores or advancing his agenda. And his recent ManningCast comments from the Buccaneers-Chiefs game has prompted speculation in some circles that he has his eye on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers job. Via Joe Bucks fan, Belichick praised GM Jason Licht, a former Patriots employee. Quote, Jason did a great job for me. Is anybody seeing the pieces fit here? Jason's the GM, Belichick's the coach. It makes sense. Jason did a great job for me, Belichick said. He's a really great evaluator, a really smart guy. He's done a great job putting the Bucs together. And then in 2022 and 2023, they were kind of down a bit. It looked like they were rebuilding, got Mayfield and young players in there. And here they are playing really competitively again. So he's done a tremendous job. I really enjoy Jason. He's a great guy to be around. Oh, man. He's done a really great job with that franchise. That's important because it's a signal that Belichick and Light could coexist. Throw in the fact that Belichick spent time grumbling about the Tampa Bay defensive performance. And look, for all the gripes we've got about Belichick and what happened last year with the Patriots, guys, there's one thing I know. That defense was a hell of a lot better under Bill Belichick than it has been under Gerard Mayo, and that's not even arguable at all. If they would have had a better kicker last year and even a little bit more competent quarterback play, look, the Patriots would have won 4 to 5 more games last year. They were in a lot of games defensively, a whole hell of a lot of games. Throw in the fact that Belichick spent time grumbling about the Tampa Bay defensive performance, and it's possible that Belichick is interested in coaching the Buccaneers next year. Or more generally, that he's hoping to maximize his options in order to generate the most possible leverage. Absolutely. You let all these teams create a bidding war for Belichick. Jacksonville, Tampa Bay, Dallas, where else? ? The more the merrier for Belichick. The Raiders. The Raiders are in play here. By the way, I need to mention this. Mike Vrabel's in play for all these places too. Speaking of Belichick and Patriot ties. Regardless of Belichick, doesn't say anything accidentally, has a reason for everything. Okay. This was his comments back on September 14th. This was actually a 10-minute rant, but only 9 seconds was cut out during Inside the NFL. This is about Baker Mayfield.
I love Baker Mayfield.
Right.
I love what he did down there. Yeah. He has revived his career, overcome adversity.
Yes.
I love Baker Mayfield.
Right.
He's a Baker fan. Right here. This is what Baker thought. Baker was apparently convinced the Patriots, not the Browns, going to draft him. And a lot of people believed it. Josh McDaniels wanted him. Many people believe Josh McDaniels will be the offensive coordinator wherever Bill goes. And they wanted Baker Mayfield. Seriously. That is exactly. Mayfield was convinced the Patriots were going to trade all the way up to number 2 to draft him until draft day. Mayfield didn't know the Browns were going to take him as a top pick. I can remember the day of that draft. There was no word about Baker being the number 1 overall pick, and then all of a sudden, that bombshell got leaked out about 3 or 4 hours before the draft that day. In case you're wondering, Baker right now on PFF, he's graded out as number 14 in the league, and I have no idea how they have him that low. I tell you guys, every now and then, the grading system of PFF has me scratching my head. There's no world where Jameis is better than Baker Mayfield. Baker's in the MVP conversation right now, folks. 71.4%, 2,400 yards, 23 touchdowns with a half a season to go. There's a world, theoretically, where Baker could throw 40 touchdowns this year. That actually exists. So whether or not he'll do it now that his 2 biggest weapons are out, I don't know. Now, let me take you over to Savage Sports. This was March 10th, 2024. Belichick was right. In the 2023 offseason, Belichick tried to trade Mac Jones and acquire Baker Mayfield. Belichick knew Mac Jones didn't have it. Robert Kraft stepped in and vetoed the deal. Kraft was meddling. It sunk Belichick and the Patriots and Jones. Maybe owners shouldn't meddle. But the point is, and the reason I bring that up is, that's just another indication that Belichick really likes Baker Mayfield and has for all these years. I don't know why I didn't think about Tampa Bay when we've talked about Belichick, but here we are. Also, don't sleep on the Raiders at all. Because do I think Tom Brady would look past anything he's got with Belichick? Blah, blah, blah. And frankly, Brady likes Belichick a whole lot more than I think the media has made that out to be. I think Brady is going to call two coaches. If they decide to fire Antonio Pierce, it's going to be Bill Belichick and Mike Vrabel. They're going to get looks in Las Vegas if they make a change. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.